Hi, my name is M Filipowicz, and last week I promised you a mystery guest. Well, here she is, author of over 30 books for young adults, including the award-winning Beauty series and her latest, Crush Candy Corpse, which features a teen on trial for manslaughter in the death of an Alzheimer's patient. She also happens to be my mother, so welcome, Sylvia McNicoll.
Thank you, Jan.
So, Mom, I wanted to ask you about Crush Candy Corpse, and just for a little bit of background for our viewers, um, your mother, my grandmother, suffered from Alzheimer's. You spent a lot of the time visiting her in the home, taking care of her, and watching her deteriorate to the point of death from this horrible disease. And I wanted to ask you what emotions you felt in writing a subject that's that close to home for you.
Well, I find that writing about something exercises it in a way. You rationalize, you go through it, and you come up with a reason. With Alzheimer's, there is no rhyme or reason. But what did happen was I felt very much closer to her. My mother would do anything to help me, and I felt that this story, she was blessing it. She died in November, and that's when I signed the contract and did the final edits. The book is up for an award. I believe that she is still blessing it from somewhere. So I feel that it's something that I could do with for her as well. Tell that part of the story. For 5 years, I haven't been able to do much for her. So it just brings me back to my mother again.
Thank you very much. Um, Now, I know for my next question, I know you probably get to ask this a lot. Uh, there's a lot of new writers out there who are starting out in the business, trying to get their book published, trying to work on their projects, and I wondered if you had any advice for anyone starting out in your industry. So.
Well, remembering that I've been writing a long time, so I can't tell you exactly how the nuts and bolts of how to get started, but I can tell you that you should write from that place of enjoyment and joy in your writing. If you get stuck in a project, you should always return to the point of excitement and joy. It is not about the checks you'll receive. It is not about the fame. It is not about international contracts or movie rights, all of which I've been lucky enough to have. It is always about that moment when you click into right brain and your writing is going well. So stay in contact with that and connect to your inner sense of worth. Don't listen to the critics, and just keep trying. Good luck with your writing.
Thank you very much. So do what you love and don't worry about the money rather than do what you love and the money will follow.
Worrying never helps anyway.
Okay. Now those were my two main questions. So I wanted to ask you as well, for our viewers, is there anything else, any more pearls of wisdom you'd like to leave us with?
Well, on your road to writing, when you're working in retail and cabs and restaurants and that, be patient with people. That's the one thing I would have liked to have been more patient with my mother. You can make other people's lives better. You never know whether they've just suddenly come across a misfortune, a sadness in their life, or a disease, or if they're suffering from Alzheimer's, some other intellectual incapacity, so that if you're kind to them, if you smile to them and address them with good humor, you're going to improve their life and probably your own too.
Yeah, it's probably a good policy just to treat everyone
as best you can,
with dignity and with the way you would want to be treated as well.
That's right.
That's very good advice. So thank you very much for listening, and thank you, Sylvia McNicoll, for doing this interview with me. If you want to know any more about Sylvia McNicoll, I'm sure you're all excited to read her books now. I'm going to put a link below to her website, and there's always a link on my website as well, so you can check my website out below as well. So thank you very much for watching, and have yourself a good weekend.